The king in the north! The king in the north!
Yo, as always, like, share, subscribe. Now let's just get into it. So I told y'all I was going to do position breakdowns. We went over the running backs, receivers. Now I want to touch on the defensive backs. So the defensive back room, we know we lost Brad Hawkins, Dax Hill, Vincent Gray, a lot of leadership, a lot of plays and games on the field that we lost. So let's just get into what we got. I'll start with corner and then I'll move to safety. So we got senior DJ Turner, 6 foot 181, 33 tackles, 2 picks. I think Pro Football Focus had DJ Turner ranked as the number 6. I think the sixth best returning cornerback. He had 33 tackles last year, 2 interceptions. Now, my expectations for DJ Turner, All-American. I'm giving I'm gonna give lofty predictions for the players that I feel can be that type of dude. That's what I want out of them. That's what I expect to see, because they have the talent. They just have to make the plays. So DJ Turner could be an All-American. He's going to be the number 1 corner. He's going to be playing the best receivers week in and week out. All he's got to do is make the plays and make it where dudes don't even want to look his way. Because last year he was thrown on quite a bit, and then teams kind of realized he's that dude. This year, they know you that dude. Now you just go out and show it. And when they do try you, you make them pay. So I'm expecting at least all Big Ten, but I want to see this dude be an All-American. Get you 5 picks. You had 2 last year, took 1 of them to the house. Get you 5 and take you 2 of them to the house. All right. Now, on the other outside, because DJ's on the outside of one corner, that could be Will Johnson. Now, Will Johnson, he's a true freshman, stud, 5-star, 6'3", 190. So this dude can play. He can play. So he may start outside with DJ Turner. We don't know yet. But from everything I'm seeing, by the end of the season, he probably will be, depending on what shakes out with the other corners. Now, it also could be Jamon Green, 6'2", 181, 22 tackles last year. He got hurt earlier in the year last year, and that's why DJ Turner had to end up having to step up, which became a blessing in disguise, because DJ Turner turned out to be DJ Turner. He turned out to be a beast. So that was a blessing in disguise that he got hurt. Not that you want anybody to get hurt, but it played out well for us. So Jamon Green, this dude can play. I ain't gonna front. Jamon Green can play. But the problem with Jamon Green, he refuses. He either won't turn around and find the ball, which he's gotten better at, or this man cannot catch to save his life. This dude know he can't catch. I'm talking about he surprised me last year. He got a pick. But this dude will drop an interception. I'm talking about he will do everything right. He will have the receiver covered perfect, break on the ball. You already celebrating as a fan, like, ooh, yeah, guys. He one of them dudes leave you like this. Come on, bro. How did you miss that? Because he will do everything right and drop a pick. You can't do that. You can't do everything right and then drop picks. Now, one here, one there. But this dude will consistently drop interceptions. Like, that's just something you can't do. But we'll see how he's done. But as far as covering, he can cover. I ain't gonna front. Now, will he start over Will Johnson? We'll see. They'll probably work Jamon Green at first, and then as the season goes on, Will Johnson will probably take his spot, honestly. Now, at the nickel, Mike Sanderstill. So, Mike is a senior, just like DJ Turner's a senior, Jamon's a senior. Mike Sanderstill, 5'10", 185. He played receiver last year. He might play some this year, play both ways. But from what I saw in the spring game, he looks like he's doing his thing at corner. And he also said playing receiver helped him. You know, most of these dudes played both ways in high school. And when Sanderstill came to Michigan, they just asked him what he wanted to play, and he said offense. But now that he says he's back on defense, he's kind of wishing he would have said defense at first because he's enjoying it. So Sanderstill, he might be able to be a good corner. I ain't gonna say he's gonna be something just because, you know, this is just a quick transition, but he's got the tools to do something, to be very good at corner. You know what I'm saying? The quickness, the physicality, and just he's a hell of an athlete. So him at nickel, we'll see how it goes early in the season, because teams are probably gonna, if you got to pick on Jamon, DJ Turner, or Sanderstill, you're gonna go at Sanderstill because he ain't been playing corner. So he's probably going to get picked on early in the year, and we're going to be able to see, okay, how good really is he already? Because he's going to get picked on. You got to, if you're in a nickel and you see him, this dude just converted to corner, he's going to get tested earlier in the year. So that's what I got for the corners for the most part, but I'm going to touch on some more of that later. Now, the safeties. Strong safety, R.J. Moden. 6 foot, 221. They say he might be 230 now. 35 tackles, 1 pick. All I can say about R.J. Moden, All-American. All-American. This dude has the potential to be something serious. Like, this dude has the potential. I look for dudes and I watch what they do at their position. Are they doing what they need to do? Are they doing what they need to do to be great at the position? This dude right here could be something serious. This dude can be All-American. And he showed me flashes last year where he was where he needs to be. If you're a safety, and I'm gonna let me rant for a second. If you're a safety, and whether you're playing over the top or whatever, and the quarterback throws a pass late or throws a pass and it's overthrown, and you're there to make the pick, you're doing something right. And I saw multiple games, multiple times last year, this dude would be right there for the pick. Now, like Jamon Green, he would drop some of them. He dropped a pick in the Michigan State game. He dropped a pick in the OSU game. But consistently being there to make the play that's 90% of the job. I ain't gonna front. So all he has to do is finish the job and get the pick to get the ball back, to take the points off of the board for the other team or whatever, and, you know, get us the ball back. But as far as his positioning and being somewhere to get us the ball back, that's it right there. That's it right there at safety. I'm expecting, in what it sounds like is he's taking that leadership role somewhat because he has to and somewhat because he wants to. And Rod Moore has been hurt right now. So he's the only one that's been back there, and he's been on the, I think R.J. Moden's a junior. No, yeah, I believe he's a junior. So he's got the reps. So he's taking that leadership and he's trying to be that dude. And he's got the potential to do that. And a lot of people are saying he's taking that next step. So besides positioning, all he has to do is work on his tackling. He said he thinks too much sometimes when he's trying to tackle. Now, free safety, Rod Moore. This dude's a beast. This dude is a. Now, if I say R.J. Moden is where he's supposed to be when it comes to the pass game, Rod Moore is a tackling machine. He's gonna make that tackle. He's not a big dude. He's 6 foot 185. Honestly, if I was to just show you film on them and if I was just talk about what they do, you would think R.J. Moden was free safety and strong safety is Rod Moore. But this is what they had him listed at. But honestly, I'd expect R.J. to be free and Rod to be strong safety because he's a tackler. He ain't thinking when he's tackling. He's just tackling. So he had 33 tackles last year. I believe he had like 9 or 10 in the OSU game alone. So those two dudes at safety are trustworthy. Like I've got all the faith in the world in these two dudes. Rod Moore, they say he should be ready for camp or ready hopefully by the time the season comes. But I got all the faith in these dudes at safety, those two. Now behind them is where it gets, to me, it gets a little, I hope they don't get hurt because you got senior Caden Colazar. He ain't played much. He's 5'10", 196. Makari Page, he's a junior. We've seen him play before. He's kind of real frail looking. 6'3", 192. He hasn't played much. Jalen Perry, he hasn't played much. When he did, he was horrible. Like, that was 2020, though. But you got Jaden McBurrows. Now, he could be a stud, and he can lay some wood. So, he's kind of a stud. But besides that, after those dudes, you just got young studs that I would play. Like Caden Colazar and Makari Page, I'd probably put in Zeke Berry, Cody Jones, or Keon Sabb over those dudes, just because I think they'll be better, even though they're freshmen. Because you got Zeke Berry, he's a freshman, 6 foot 190. Cody Jones, 5'10", 175, and Keon Sabb, 6'2", 200. But their caliber is higher to me. So if R.J. Moden or Rod Moore got hurt, I would almost look to put one of them in if they can get up to speed. Besides Jaden McBurrows, I'd put him in also. But the upperclassmen that we have, I wouldn't trust Makari Page or Caden Colazar. Me personally, I just haven't seen enough of them play to even trust them. Because if you could, Rod Moore wouldn't have started last year. Wouldn't have came in and started when they switched him and R.J. Moden out. Because him and R.J. Moden would come in because Dax Hill, he would be in the slot. And so if those dudes were that, like Makari Page and Jalen Perry and Caden Colazar, if those dudes were that, R.J. Moden probably wouldn't have been playing. Rod Moore probably wouldn't have been playing. They wouldn't have been playing those dudes. They would have just been playing them. So those dudes are upperclassmen, but to me they're just on the depth chart. They're not going to play unless it's a last resort. I think they'll get taken over by Jaden McBurrows if something happens, Zeke Berry, Keon Sabb, or Cody Jones. But to bring it all in total, this is a talented cornerback room. It's a pretty talented cornerback room with DJ Turner showing up like he did last year, hopefully getting better, knowing what's expected of him, being ready to be that dude, not coming off the bench where I'm trying to make a name. No, now you know my name. If you throw over here, I'm taking it, and I'm taking it to the house. So throw over here if you want to. That's the step he has to take. Now, with Jamon or Will Johnson, if whichever one, they're both capable. They're both very capable. I think the question mark, because if Jamon hasn't taken a step up, which hopefully he has gotten better, even better, Will Johnson, a 5-star stud like him, who's they say he's the real deal. If Jamon hasn't gotten that much better, that's a problem for him because Will Johnson gonna take his spot. So that's the two outside corners. We should be straight. The question will be Sainristil still, because he's gonna get tested early. I guarantee it. Teams are gonna be testing Sainristil still. So practice and the game are two different things. So when teams start running stuff and he's not so familiar with it, will Sainristil still be able to hold up and make the plays when it counts? I think he will, but we'll see at what caliber and what type of rate. So we'll see on that part. And if, let's say he didn't, you might be able to throw Will Johnson or Jamon Green in the slot. But that's wishful thinking. Now, the safeties, like I said, I got all the faith in the world. I'm looking for RJ Moden to this your team, this your secondary. They say he's making all the calls right now, doing everything that you want to see out of a leader, and you need a safety to be a leader because that's the last line of defense. We've had safeties that weren't difference makers. Didn't make the tackles, didn't make the picks, didn't make the hit. These two dudes can do those things. RJ Moden will be somewhere you don't expect him to be, so he can make a play. Rod Moore will be where you don't want him to be, and that's making a tackle if you're the other team. He'll be right there to make the tackle. So I got all the faith in the world in those dudes. So I'm quite confident in this secondary. It's just we'll see if Rod Moore is back. Let's say his injury lasts a little longer. Who will they put in? Will it be Jaden McBurrows or will it be like Keon Sabb? Who will be that? You know what I'm saying? Who will they put in if he isn't ready by the time camp comes or by the time the season comes? That's most important because behind them, I would go with the young dudes, Zeke or Cody. I don't trust Caden Colazar, Makari Page, or Jalen Perry. I just don't trust them. I've watched them. Don't trust them. But that's what I got on the DBs. Very talented. I want to see these dudes. And when I say this stuff, it's because if DJ Turner is an All-American, can reach All-American, first team, second team, something, not just Big Ten, All-American. That means he's doing big things. I said the same stuff about Aiden Hutchinson and all these other players. I've set lofty expectations, and most of them did those things, and we saw how last year turned out. Because at those positions, you need those certain things. So that's just why I say these things. RJ Moden, Rod Moore, these dudes, 70, 80 tackles. Not a piece, depending on how good the run defense, but I need 70, 80, probably a piece out of them. But you don't want your safeties making too many tackles. So I say one of them having about 50 tackles, the other one having about 70. Probably Rod Moore, because he's probably going to be playing strong safety. But that's just what I got on this one, y'all. I ain't going to ramble too long on this one. Just wanted to touch on the corners and the DBs and just what I think about them. But I'm quite confident in them. It's just the injury, who would come in. That's the real question mark for me at safety if Rod Moore or even RJ got hurt. Who would be the next man up that we would trust? That I would be like, okay, smart move putting him in. So besides that, I'm pretty confident. It's just I want to see what Mike Chambers still does in these early games because I believe they're going to go at him. I've got enough faith in Jamon and Will Johnson being a 5-star right out of high school that they'll be able to do what they do. Especially Jamon, he's been on the team for a long time. It's just Mike's changing over. So, practice ain't the game. You can try to act like it is, but it's still different when you're going against a team. You don't know their playbook. You don't know their schemes at first, So we'll see what Mikey can do. And hopefully he's a stud because it's going to just free up the defense to do more things and be successful. But that's all I got for this one, y'all. Like, share, subscribe, and as always, go blue.
It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine. It's great to be a Michigan